The impressive power of sound. A few days ago, I dreamed that I couldn't hear the sounds of nature for a moment while I was witnessing the dialogue between three hearing impaired people. It was obvious from their expressions that they were talking about something very enjoyable. However, their strong sighing emphasis and the forms their bodies took to strengthen the expression made it was seeming like a struggle. It had made me feel it. It must have been very difficult for them to try to achieve this when understanding and being understood was so difficult even among people with adequate conditions. However, what I saw was that Almighty God had established the balance in every situation and wasn't making anyone suffer. God had endowed harmony in silence and created the power of silence there too. Maybe because I was auditory from a very young age, the also voices of the people around me have always attracted my attention, as well as the sounds of nature. Since I was fascinated by clean and limpid voices, even when I was a little girl, I would listen to the announcers on the news bulletins and try to learn the pronunciations and accents in our native language from them first. Then I would stand in front of the mirror and try to do the same. Time and as the school years progressed, I had begun to see how effective the tone of voice, pronunciation, and emphasis were in a person's communication. In an environment you just entered, you could immediately draw attention to yourself, sometimes gain priority in some matters, and gain an advantage. In a video I watched by chance just a few days ago, I had learned that, according to a research, 70% of women are first affected by their partner's tone of voice. This issue, which is also discussed scientifically, is not as important as it seems. I remember the day I went to the Başkent Communication Academy in Ankara, where I received training from TRT announcers for my first lesson many years ago. It was the most magical day and the aftermath of my life. My God, I had only said that as soon as I heard the voices of the professionals in front of me. It was an extraordinary audio show. Each of them was very aware of how and with what methods they should use the power they had, and they were literally dancing with the universe. Of course, the technical part of this was correct breathing exercises, also great self-confidence, which is necessary always and anywhere. I remember the words of a male anchor teacher who took our documentary voice-over class like it was yesterday, about how a person who can use this power properly will not go hungry anywhere in the world. In communication, every voice put into words with the right techniques can create a fascinating nuclear effect. That's why many spiritual doctrines say words are spell. Their defense: talk as philosophically as you want. If there is no synchronization and harmony in the voice, its effect may not be effective enough. When we think about this a little, we see that human voice tones even support the main concepts on which human relations are based. For example, we see that shy people use a lower tone, those who are self-confident and give trust those around them use a fuller and louder tone, those with a serious personality use their voices in tones closer to each other on the same plane, and cheerful and passionate people use almost all the notes in their voices. Although this diversity is related to what we are born with, it can be put into the desired form very easily with observation, the desire for change and transformation, and some technical work. If I had to give an example from my own experience, For many years, I always thought that I didn't have a laughter tone that would make me feel comfortable. I just remember trying to laugh because of that. However, in the following years, I realized that I could model the laughter and smile of a TV lady I liked very much and that I could make a sound just like her when laughing. It seems that ways can sometimes become an art and sometimes a power. When I first learned that the creator destroyed some tribes with sound vibrations, as stated in many holy books, I had realized that this issue was of no small importance, and such a power for destruction it was not necessary to destroy places, draw swords, or be destroyed by floods. The sound does what it does as an invisible, unknown force. Sometimes it crushes human, sometimes it makes human fall in love, sometimes it causes pain, sometimes it spreads joy.